Hello everyone, this is Yosef again. Thank you very much for joining and watching this video. Earlier we saw about list, creating a breakpoint on any line of the HTML paragraph. And then I also explained to you about HR, that is creating a horizontal line and inserting image into the body of your text. And I also explained to you about div. It is a container that you can format that div in a way that you want. And then we also saw the DL, that is a dictionary. You can first create a dictionary list and then put the dictionary term, and then after that the definition. And then if you didn't see that video, I strongly advise you to go back and watch that video first before you start watching this one. So at this time I will explain to you about span. Span is like a div. The only difference between span and the div is that span element is inline, usually used for a small chunk of HTML inside inline code or a paragraph, whereas div is a division element. It is a block line. That means it divides your content into a block line. So that's the only difference between span and a div. It is not advisable to use too many spans. Instead, it's better to use div if you have a block of code that you wanted to separate. So let me show you how you can do using the code, and then it will be straightforward, and then you learn more about it. Now let me just come here. As you can see here, the first thing that you should do is you can have a span, okay, and then span, and then you can put any paragraph right here. Let me just bring from Microsoft Word, and then let me just copy this guy. Okay, I'll copy and then I'll put in here. This is exactly the same as the other one. Let me just delete the previous ones, okay? Otherwise it will be really confusing. Now I did this. Let me save it. And then when I come back to my website, let me just come here and then let me refresh my website. See, as you can see here, this is in a span. Because I didn't format it, it's a chunk of code that is bounded by span. For example, if you right click in the body of this page and then go to inspect, and then make sure to click this icon, and then click on the paragraph, you see that it is bounded by span. You see, span is there. Now for this span, you can specify the style as you specified earlier. For example, oh, you know what, I wanted to make this as background color of orange. What you should do is you have to go back. Where is that? Oh, let me just come here, and then you can come here and then you can style it. So you can style, and then for example here you can say color, and then I wanted to make it blue color. Now if you do that and then go back to your page and then refresh, you see the entire paragraph is formatted. It is exactly the same as a div, but the only difference, as I mentioned to you, is that a div is a division, okay, a division of element in a block line. Block line means it separates the line. But when we come to span, span is actually a small text that can be formatted. So a chunk of code that can be formatted. So as to use the span, you'll use like that. So you can use the span, but I don't advise you to use the span. Instead, it's better to use div if you wanted to separate. Good.